is some good fucking weed.
Tripping balls, and she was like, what if there was a day with no time? Oh, that would be great. No. Hey, welcome. I'm Kevin McLaughlin. This is the Riffs and
Rhythms podcast. I'm Paul Robertson. So, all right, this is take 2. You guys didn't see the first take that we forgot to hit record button. So we're going to try to recreate the magic again.
Absolutely. There wasn't any magic. We're just talking into the microphone.
Yes. So,
but yes, we are here. We are doing our thing, and we have something a little bit different than normal going on tonight.
Yeah, we're a little solo action.
Well, I wouldn't really describe it like that, but we've got an audience here.
Yes, that they're apparently cracking up on. So we've got some fine ladies on our couch there, and
yes, and here you are already going straight to the solo action. We got women this time.
Oh, so we won't need to be solo.
That's right.
Perfect. That's right.
Saying,
man,
you really are off. Like what?
Well, hey,
you're missing a cylinder tonight.
I'm off a beat, as they say.
Yes. Well, as a drummer, that can happen.
So we are tonight. We are guestless in Seattle, and
right. Well, are we in Seattle? No. Is that why it took so long to get here?
Yes. Well, I was in Seattle last week.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. See, I'm still on Seattle time, so a week ago. So, so we're catching up to do a little bit of some stuff that you were doing this week. Since what we've been up to since our last taping of our episodes there. First, I guess definitely, let me get to, before I get too far here, let me bring out a little bit of special stuff here and make a few cocktails with some of our fine products that we have here.
That's a great idea.
So I'm going to make a drink for me. I know you're more of a Stolok guy.
I mix a mean drink. I put
ice and
ice together, and it's perfect.
Perfect bartender, folks. So all right, so while I'm going to go ahead and grab this stuff here, so tell me about this past week. You were hosting a blues jam for the Treasure Coast Blues Society, right?
Oh, that's right. Yes, it was the first one that I did, and it went really, really well. What we did was it was an officially sanctioned event by the Treasure Coast Blues Society. And if you haven't checked them out, you definitely should. And basically, they have been doing blues jams forever. And it was the first one that I was actually running, and it went really well. We had a room full of great musicians and a room full of appreciative fans, and it really, really went well. We had a blast. We're going to do it again. And we're always looking for venues, but I think we might have found our venue. What do you think? How'd you like that venue for the blues jam, Paul?
It was, I think, the right size. You had the right crowd. People got a chance to eat some food, right? So at least
good food there.
Hang out there, give them something to do while watching bands shift, and even other musicians give them something to do, right? I think it was the right size. I think the size and the acoustics, I think, were pretty good.
The whole idea is that it's going to be a win-win for everybody.
Right,
we do it on a Tuesday so that professional musicians will be able to come.
Right, because usually they're not gigging. Most don't have a gig on Tuesday, right?
Usually not.
Except for Brad Brock, who,
who had a gig.
Yeah, what the hell's with that, Brad?
He's even more professional than the rest of us.
Yeah, he's very professional.
And then Tuesday nights are not the busiest night of the week for a bar, so that's a win for them. And we filled their bar when otherwise they'd be having crickets in there. So it was good. It's good for everyone.
I think most people that that are our musicians who watch the show, they get that, right? And those that are not musicians who enjoy us being silly, thank you. And I guess this is kind of a little bit behind the scenes. Local, full-time musicians, local musicians, do have off nights because there's usually slow nights, like Kevin said. They're usually not a live music night, typically.
Correct. Yeah, Tuesday's not really known for its live music happenings. Can you get that bottle open by yourself over there?
No, I need a little help here. Where's your knife? Don't you have a knife?
I did not come armed today.
So, see, we were all off tonight here. So, well, I guess let me interrupt your story there. So, I guess where we're going at is we're trying to make a drink here with some of our, we've had this on the show before. Demon rum.
There you go. It's a childproof cap. That's what the problem
is. So this drink is both the spiced and the Tropicoco. Woo!
Well, you got to really want it with these guys, huh?
Oh yeah, you got a good. That's a good pop. So we'll include the recipe on this one here in the show notes there or on the screen later on. But yeah, there's some of our products there that help support the show there.
So fill me in. This is Demon spiced rum mixed with
this the Tropicoco.
Demon Tropicoco rum.
Yep. So we're gonna use. So this is both supposed to be, I guess, 2 ounce. I think if I read it right, I thought it said 2 ounces and 2 ounces. So, you mix those two in, then you put some Sprite, and then you do a little splash of this pineapple juice. It's another product actually. Our friends at the House of Wine, Beer and Spirits is carrying. It's called Pina Buena. So I guess what is that?
What's a pina?
Yeah, what's a pina? What's a good penis? Good.
Is that good penis?
I don't know. Hey, that's what my lady says.
Yeah, I bet she does.
She says Bueno Pina. I don't know. Anyway, so check it out there. It's a
it's a Bueno Pina like pina colada.
Yes. What were you thinking I was talking about? Oh wait, I was the one.
I asked what a pina is.
I
You went
inferred
straight to the gutter. I'm just trying to find out what it is. Good Lord.
So, all right. So here we go. I'm going to go and try to hand this off to. Would you like to try? There you go.
I'll take a sip.
All right. There you go. And I'll hand this off to one of the lovely ladies on the couch there.
Pina is pineapple. All right. So it's good pineapple. It almost has a butterscotchy kind of flavor to it.
Is it good? What do we got? I do like it. So.
Oh, the women like it. Pour them some more later.
Yes. Anyway, so this was called. You might like this. It's called this drink that I probably didn't do it justice. So Demon Rum. When we have our bar in here with a bartender.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Auditioning.
Yes.
Celebrity bartenders for our celebrity bar.
Yes, their celebrity bar, the Kevin McLaughlin celebrity. So this drink is called Hog Wild. So here's the story about it. It says, Jethro at Big Guy's Barbecue Roadhouse in Hudson, Wisconsin, didn't invent candied bacon. Oh, by the way, I didn't have candied bacon, by the way. So we're missing.
You're supposed to put candied bacon in there?
Yes. He didn't invent candied bacon, but he perfected it. This little ditty will have your patrons dreaming of bacon, and if you want the real deal, contact Jethro for some of his candied bacon. Yeah, you got to go up to Wisconsin, man.
Yeah.
Let's get on the tour.
Jethro candied bacon and cheese curds.
Cheese curds are awesome. All right, so here's this. Fill a tall glass with ice, 2 ounces of Demon Spice, 2 ounces of the Demon Tropicoco rum, fill glass with Sprite or 7-Up, splash with pineapple juice, garnish with candy bacon. All right, I was fairly close on our short budget.
We'll have to make some drink stirrers out of candied bacon.
For sure, dude. So, all right, so anyway, Ooh,
a bacon straw.
Ooh, a bacon straw?
Yes,
okay.
You could make bacon straws.
Since the ladies are enjoying it, I will bust out another something, though. Yeah, this isn't totally a product placement.
Oh, it's
show.
a can.
Yeah, but yeah. So what do you want to try here? We got something from LaBelle Brewing there. You've got 2 IPAs there. You got one called Cowboy IPA, Cowboy Way IPA, or Sit and Spin.
I'll take the Cowboy IPA, thank you.
Here's a little question: is
it's sit and stay.
We'll edit that out also. I can't see shit with these glasses on here, so
they don't make you look any cooler. So just take them off.
Should I just take them off then?
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Oh, yeah, or something else here. So here we go. It does say sit and spit.
Sit and spit now?
No, sit and spay. Spay your animals, kids. This is a message by the ASAP there.
Yeah, don't stand and spay because you could slip and cut yourself.
That's right.
Sit and spay.
What did Bob Barker always say about spay and neuter your animals at the end of every Wheel of Fortune? No, that's not even Wheel of Fortune. How much of it? I haven't even had anything to drink yet.
Bob Barker's Wheel of Fortune. He forgot to tell everybody all these years to sit and spay.
But he wasn't on Wheel of Fortune. Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought
Bob Barker had the other one.
Which one was it?
The Price is Right.
Cheers. All right. So LaBelle Brewing. So some of these products here are provided by our good friends at the House of Wine and Beer and Spirits.
That's got the trendy Citra hops, little heavy bitter IPA but lots of body. It's good.
You got to try. So this one was a light IPA, so this is nice. I'm not usually an IPA guy, but there's another one. There's we'll try there too. It's got a little bit of a citrus orange kind of again local. Yeah, if you're ever going out to like the west area, out to Fort Myers, down State Road 80, going out to not 80.
LaBelle is on the south side of the
State Road 80,
the lake
yeah,
there.
Yeah, cool place. You can't miss it. This big brewing, brewery there right on the highway when you go into the West Coast.
Yeah, there's much in LaBelle, so it's hard to miss any of it.
So pretty cool place. I've been there once before. So, but yeah. Anyway, so I guess we do have stuff to talk about other than starting off the show here with
sit and spit, or sit and stay. We should have a contest to see what beer
which
that
one is
really
it?
should
Yes.
be called.
Ask me after I had like 5 of them to see if I can.
You'll probably come together and coalesce with a thought that finishes all the way to the end.
It will, and then I will.
You've been drinking enough.
Then I'll finally make sense. Actually, so.
All
Sit,
right.
spin, spit.
All right.
That's a new game, right?
Yeah, whoever loses gets spayed. Oh.
Ooh, man. Sucks to be you. So, all right, anyway, so we were talking about the Blues Society jam there.
Yeah, it was
Shindigs, right?
at Shindigs Irish Pub in Port St. Lucie, very centrally located. Everybody was excited.
Yeah, it was a good crowd. You had a lot of folks there just to watch, which is cool.
Yeah.
You had a lot of folks there, the other musicians that popped in and out, right, which was cool. Yeah, I know you warned me. I said, all right. So I said I wanted to start, playing again, getting back into doing some music. So I was like, yeah, I used to play. You got up there at the end. They were playing Blue on Black, and I said, man, I gotta get playing again.
Yeah,
so,
Billy was there. He didn't
I
come.
know.
You and Billy didn't sit in. You should have.
No, I know. So, and I didn't realize. I guess, and I told him he got there early enough, and I said, well, I thought it was supposed to start at 8, but you guys started at 7. And maybe I misread the flyer. Maybe that's
There was a lot of confusion because there was multiple timestamps. There was a meeting at 6:00. There was the band played from 7 to 8, and then sitting in started at 8.
I got you. Okay. So yeah. But yeah. That was kind of cool. So you are a VP, right? That's a prestige title. Wow.
Yeah.
So is this something? Hopefully, God forbid, something doesn't happen to the president of the society. Is it kind of like being president of the United States? If something happens, you become.
That's correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm not allowed to say no. If someone takes out the president, I have to take over.
Okay. So,
Excuse me.
He's the Veep. He's the Veep.
I am the VP.
So very cool. So yeah. So it's they were a big Treasure Coast Blues Society was a big instrumental part of. The Memphis trip, we've talked a lot about them, and that trip.
Absolutely. So yeah, now
shout out to those guys.
Now I'm not only a member, but I'm the vice president.
Isn't like a hair club commercial
It
reference?
is. That's a reference to the Hair Club for Men commercial.
Okay, figures he would know that. Anyway, so yeah. So when is the next jam?
In 2 months. 2 months.
Back at the same place as Shindigs?
Well, that was up in the air, but I believe we're going to do it again at Shindigs.
Okay.
Shindigs was really excited to have us there, and it worked out so well. I don't see why we need to look for any other place.
Yeah. It's I know the one prior was down here in Jupiter at Double Roads, and I know they're going through a little bit of some
Closed for redecoration.
Yep, and which wasn't bad. You know what? That's another large venue, great size venue too, great system and so forth. So
we'll have to see what it looks like when they're done redecorating it.
Right, that's true. Right, it may not.
You never know what it's going to be.
Right. So even though it's Treasure Coast, Jupiter really it's on the fringe, but it's good that they've always Vince has always supported.
Vince has always supported blues. He's a blues player himself, and it's not about borders. It's about keeping the blues alive.
Right.
Which is an art form. It is one of the only uniquely American art forms. Jazz and blues, the only two that I'm aware of. Maybe there's something in the visual arts as well, but not too many uniquely American art forms. So we need to keep the blues alive.
Yeah. Okay. So I think do I have a sticker? No, I thought I had a sticker somewhere. Oh no, the book right there.
Yeah. So on the national level, blues.org.
Yeah.
They run the Blues Museum in Nashville, Tennessee. They're based out of what did I say? Nashville. It's in Memphis. The Blues Foundation is home offices in Memphis, and they have satellite organizations all over the world. and the Treasure Coast Blues Society is one of those.
Yep. So speaking of the Treasure Coast Blues Society, speaking of shindigs, a lot that goes into the events that the Blues Society puts on or is part of internationally is without, you've got musicians, but without venues, that's the main part, right? Where are you going to perform as a musician without the venues, right? So that's a big part of the whole ecosystem, if you want to call it, of music and places to play and get out there and people to see music too. It's not just about musicians playing music. It's about people seeing, wanting to see.
Well, it's truly an interdependent relationship because with no music, there's no need for a music venue, right? And with no musicians, there's no need for a music venue. So, musicians are what give music venues their content to draw people.
Right.
And venues are what give us as live musicians a place to perform. People can come see us. So we need each other just as much. And it's really been an interesting experience developing relationships with the different types of venues around the area, of which in this area there are a lot of good ones.
So yeah, I mean, I think let's talk a little bit about local venues here and we're primarily a local music focused show, Florida first, but also, we live here locally, more tied to the Treasure Coast, South Florida area. But, yeah, I mean, what is some of, as you as a performer, daily, weekly, etc. Yeah, what are some of the, and I'll give you my perspective of since I'm not currently performing as a patron. What are some of the venues that and I know this is touchy because I know you love them all like your kids, most of them, right?
Well, you love all your kids, but sometimes your kids are ugly.
Yeah, but I think we're not saying, it's kind of like what we're saying is with a Riff and Rhythms music reviews. We're not saying about the quality of the song, but we're just kind of giving our representation of maybe a couple of venues that give a shout out.
So in answering your question, I want to preface my answer by saying that there's two types of venues on the local level. There's the kind of place that has music because they've got a bar/restaurant, and that helps it be a better place. And then there are places that play music and have added bar and restaurant to make it a better place. So it's two totally different mindsets, right? There are COnchie Joe's is a restaurant, one of the better restaurants in the area. Mm-hmm. The Hoffman, one of the better restaurants in the area. Both in Jensen Beach, they have live music because it augments their restaurant numbers. Or a place like Terra that is a music venue that has beer because people want it when they're listening to music. So it's a completely opposite mindset. Right. And it's a completely different relationship with both of those. So we have both types in the area. And there's a ton of them.
Right.
So I just mentioned three. In Fort Pierce, there's a bunch. There's the Tipsy Tiki.
Right. There's so again, if you're local here again, music. If you're a musician, you already know what we're talking about. But if you're listening and you're local or you're not, Fort Pierce has got it where it's at.
Fort Pierce has got it going on. I have a friend of mine. He's from Atlanta, Georgia, and he's a very, very successful business person. And he moved from Atlanta to Fort Pierce Beach. And I'm like, why? He's like, well, I'm a huge music fan. And within walking distance of my house, every single night there are 5 bars that have live music. Every night of the week. I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess you're right. So, down in the jetty area, there's all those, like starting from the water, there's Sunrise Sands. There's the Square Grouper. There's On the Edge. There's Archies sometimes has live music still. There's the Pie Hole out on the beach. There's
what?
Yeah. It's called the Pie Hole.
Okay, take your word for it.
It's a hole with pie. It's a pizza joint.
Okay. That makes sense now. Okay.
And then there's Crabby's. There's Cobbs Landing.
Yeah, it's such a I know Fort Pierce.
There's Ciderworks.
That's right. Yeah, and down on 2nd Street, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
In Edgartown, scenic Fort Pierce, Edgartown.
Let's give it a shot. Doesn't our Brad's partner in crime there, part of the destruction crew, Derek? He works.
Derek works for the Second Street Bistro.
Yep.
Which they also have a venue up in Vero that has live music called the Twisted Lime.
Okay.
And then speaking of Vero, there's Filthy's. There's the Riverside. There's a place under the bridge by the Riverside Theater, Riverside Cafe, I think. They have live bands. There's a bunch of them.
Where was it? We were. I'm trying to see if our off-camera person was when we were up in Vero driving around when we did a podcast. So for those of you listening that I am not watching the video here, I'm looking off camera here to one of the people on the couch who should be renamed nameless.
Because he's misbehaving, it's his wife, and she just doesn't want her name to be said on air. She's so proud of her husband's accomplishments.
Thank you. We were traveling up to go do a podcast with the Drums and Rums, and we were trying to find a place to eat one night, and I think we ended up at Applebee's or something. But we were driving around, and there was like the little downtown.
There are a million awesome.
No, I know. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Kilted Mermaid has awesome, quirky music, and they serve a damn good grilled tentacle. I got to tell you.
We didn't end up at the Kilted Mermaid though. We may have driven past it because I think when we did the episode with Joe and Missy.
Walking Tree. There's the big engine brewery, whatever that's called.
But see, I think that's the thing, Kevin. Right? Is I'm showing you exactly the point of how lacking, and maybe it's a lot of folks are, just even from a little bit of hour drive up to from Jupiter here where I live up to Vero. There's so much to go check out for a little afternoon trip, right?
North of that, there's Earl's in Sebastian.
That place is actually pretty popular because I always see ads for, big, whatever touring circuit bands that come through there, right?
Yeah, Sundays they have regional touring blues bands.
So I think
Friday, Saturday, Sunday they got entertainment. Even in the summertime.
That's why I think we live in a great place here. The music scene, as we've always talked about, is great here in the Treasure Coast area. Again, Palm Beach County, where we're currently at, has its own scene, but it's a large county. But Treasure Coast seems to have a much more. Let me before I say Treasure Coast, I want to give a little shout out to Okeechobee because Okeechobee is part of Treasure Coast. What about out there?
Is it? Mm-hmm. Oh well, I don't. Okay. Welcome to the Treasure Coast, Okeechobee.
Well, I don't know. So thank you for the invite.
Yeah, I don't connect the Okeechobee to the coast.
Well, I get. Well, I don't know when I watch Steve Weagle in the morning, and he's a big fan of the show. He talks about
Steve.
He talks about the weather, and they include Okeechobee in that.
Okeechobee. All right. Well, what's going on? What's going on in Okeechobee?
Didn't you have a gig there? Not sometime, maybe in the last year. I thought you did, or maybe Brad did. Maybe I'm mixing you two of these up because you
think so.
You both look alike.
I did have a gig in Okeechobee at one point.
Yeah. That's definitely
It was memorable. And I forgot. But there are places that none of them are coming to.
Okay, yeah. But I mean it's a wide. I guess my point is it's a wide area there of what's going on in the Treasure Coast area, all the way up to Sebastian, almost Brevard County.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. So,
in Brevard County, there's that big. Day Out of Time festival coming up in July, and that's in Grant, Florida.
Yeah, all right. So now we're shifting gears here a little bit.
Well, let's finish talking about.
We're going to get to that. Yeah, but I think here, like locally, we talked about again places like Double Roads. It's been a great place here in Jupiter. Right, there's a lot of venues that are here just alone.
Yes, go ahead.
All right, so you've got a square grouper here, right? Also in Jupiter, right? You mentioned the Fort Pierce square grouper. This is the original square grouper, the OG, right, where they filmed the video. Over there, you've got across the street from there.
Wait, which video? Tell us.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Yes, Jimmy Buffett and
Toby Keith.
Who?
What did I say? Toby Keith.
Alan
Jackson.
Alan Jackson. Yeah.
The other white guy with a cowboy hat. So
that narrows it way down. Thanks, Paul.
That's still alive.
Okay. Wow.
Too soon.
Yeah, too soon for
Too
sure.
soon. Yeah. But then you've got Guanabanas, right? Guanabanas is a different
yeah.
style of music. There. If you're here in Jupiter, Guanabanas is you're going to find a bands that are not. There are a lot of its original music is mostly in Guanabanas.
Yeah, yeah.
And usually on a Wednesday night, you may see a B. I don't want to say B. And I don't want it to be derogatory, but I mean a mid-level touring band come through on a midweek night. What? A well-known
Regional touring acts.
I
is
like that regional.
politically
Yes,
correct.
we'll use that, but I'll probably forget it.
I'm typically politically incorrect, but the actual definition of that is regional touring acts.
Okay, so there's that's a cool place there, and you've got
There's a Blue Point.
Blue Point's
which
got
we recorded our pilot there.
Yeah, and I don't think we actually used it.
Still in the can.
Yeah, that was a rough.
It was too much wind noise.
Yeah, and that was a rough.
And we went to Tiki 52 right up the street, and you even if you knew where Tiki 52 is, you'd have trouble finding it.
Oh yeah,
we were there on a Thursday, and there was like 500 people in there.
It was crazy. I mean,
insane.
It's some of these places that are like they pack it in.
There was a artist performing.
Mm-hmm. Tiki 52, Uncle Micks is a place here in Jupiter. That's a famed country bar here in town.
Does Renegades still exist?
Renegades still exists.
Palm Beach.
It's on Village Boulevard though.
Pipers
moved down to Pompano.
Oh, down in Pompano, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they get some big, Greg.
Yeah.
I've been trying to connect with Greg and for the drums and rum stuff, but yeah, there's a lot here in Jupiter, in Stuart, a lot of places in Stuart, a lot of breweries that have
A lot of
live
breweries.
Music,
We got the Ocean Republic Brewery. We got Hop Life Brewing.
Oh yeah, and Charlie's. That's
Cider
right,
Brewery.
Charlie's. Yeah.
Charlie's out on 76. There's a lot of great bands.
That's one of your regular
yes.
stops, yeah. So
yes. I'm currently in negotiations with them. I think they misquoted a date. They want me to play on a Wednesday. I got to double check that. That's not right.
I remember I came up to see you on a Saturday. I think you played there on a Saturday. I went down to see Brad play over in Singer Island. Yeah, Singer Island. Yeah, Singer Island's got some places too over here in the area there. So a lot of great places. So I guess the point is, there's a lot of great venues that we've just kind of told you to go check out. Any of these places would be great. If we were able to kind of figure out, or somebody can help us collect all these shows and dates and
there are a couple of services that function on the Treasure Coast to consolidate that band calendar.
Okay, yeah, we got to get plugged into that.
We get a guest. We'll get him on as a guest.
Perfect.
Yes.
There you go. All right, there you go. Dino. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, there's no Dino, by the way.
Sorry, we have to ask somebody else to take notes for us here. So, but very cool. Yeah, a lot of cool venues. Go check them out there. Yeah, I love Terra Firmata. It's so funky. When I try to explain to people what Terra Firmata is like,
it's a live. It's my favorite live music venue that I perform at because the management is laid back and really cool, and it's an awesome scene. They call it the Live Music Garden or something like that, and it's very cool.
It's very very eclectic. But yeah, but didn't we were talking about this on previous podcasts? Like Afro Man came through.
Yeah.
It's like Afro. We all know. Yeah.
JJ Gray played there.
Yeah.
G Love and Special Sauce.
Yeah. So those are names that people write.
The list goes on and on and on and on and on.
So yeah. So definitely check it out. A lot of these places there. So yeah, so many places that you find. Little live music. I mean, the missus knows. If we're choosing a place to go out to eat, I'm always seeking, it'd be great to have live music, right? It's always a different ambience. I think one night we ran in and we found a place that was a steel drum players. I'm like, oh, this is great, And again, it's right in the right mood, and especially on a Friday.
Live music is
after a long week, yeah. So definitely, support live music.
You can, on the Treasure Coast, you can go to an ice cream shop and there'll be an acoustic guitar player in the corner.
Mr. Mike Ferr there. So give him a shout out there. He just dropped the new album there. It's
Big Dog Sessions
at the Kava Bar, right?
Kava Bar.
I'm still not quite sure what Kava is anyway. So maybe we'll have to go and see him. It's a coffee thing. We're here.
Yeah, coffee and tea and
well.
non-alcoholic delicacies.
Okay. It's made from earth. Isn't pot also made from earth? Wow, very interesting. So yeah, so definitely a lot of cool venues there.
So if you're a drinker, if you're an eater, if you're a kava consumer, whatever that is.
I thought you were getting ready to spit out like a Steve Miller song here. If you're an eater, you're a drinker. If you're a smoker, and you're a cheater.
Yep, you got a place for you, no matter what you are.
There's a venue for you to go hang out.
Especially if you like outdoor tiki bars.
There's a venue to go. Yeah. So speaking of tiki bars, real quick here, I'm going to segue a little bit here. So, I told you last week I was in Seattle traveling for the day.
Do they have outdoor tiki bars?
They do
Since
not.
the tiki is actually a Pacific Islander thing.
They did not. But I was at a cool a museum there. It's called a Modern Pop Art. They had a big display in there, like Jimi Hendrix.
Well, he's from Seattle.
Right. So there's a lot of stuff, a lot of guitar stuff. It was a really cool venue. If you ever check it out, it's by the Space Needle if you're ever in Seattle. But one of the things is the Tiki reference mentioned was this place here on the shirt. I know you probably can't see it, but it's called Inside Passage. And it's a little tiki speakeasy bar inside of a restaurant called Rumba. So it's in Seattle. And so there's a lot of these little places that have like a little side door to go into a little separate sitting area on top of, it's part of the bar, but it's
where the cool people go.
Yes, is where the cool people go. Yes. So it's so they make these amazing drinks. A lot of them are tiki drinks and crazy mugs, and there was a drink there since Amazon's based in Seattle, and it was called. You ever heard of the zombie cocktail? Zombie?
No, but speaking of zombies, I was driving on Crosstown Parkway today.
What a segue!
And it said, "Beware of bicyclists and walkers," and I'm like, "Ooh,
zombies."
Yes. Living Dead fans unite, because there's walkers in Port St. Lucie.
Because there ain't anybody running in Port St. Lucie, that's for sure.
No, I mean,
yes,
you know what I'm saying, right?
Yes, I know what you're saying.
What is the name? What is the name of that show?
It's
The Walking Dead. Yeah, in The Walking Dead, they call the walking zombies. They call them walkers. And I was.
See. I guess this is what having a live studio audience gives you, is that they can fact check and jog your memory because we're old and stuff.
I have a memory like a steel sieve.
So
I never forget a thing accidentally.
Yeah, but anyway, so this tiki bar is in Seattle, where it's at. So you do have to have reservations. You have to kind of get in there. But they had a drink called there's a drink called Zombie, and they had served it, and I'll show you pictures. It's served in the glass that sits inside of a Amazon box, and the drink on the side of it says Amazombie. So actually, it's fun. So they make some cool drinks
cool,
and some stuff.
I like it.
Yeah. So definitely that's again a little segue there.
So does the guy come and throw it at your front door and run before it hits the ground?
Or the bartender. The bartender runs and throws.
He just throws it on the ground.
They push the ring camera. Yeah. Ding dong. Yeah, take a picture. Yeah, that'd be funny. Actually,
yeah, then it lights up in your app.
That's a good idea.
The drink has been delivered.
But yeah, they got a lot of cool stuff. So I'm not totally into tiki, uber tiki stuff. There's a lot of tiki stuff going on, but again, I enjoy, kind of playing the part and kind of being part of it there. But another cool venue. Again, we're all talking about this show is about venues and so forth. Obviously, this one is not music related, but still in general. So, but that's what I was up to last week. So cool. Nice segue. So
very cool.
So as we kind of continue on here, do you got an MVP shout out?
I do, actually.
So this is a House of Wine, Beer, and Spirits MVP of the week. So Kevin's got a MVP he wants to recognize.
Actually, this person does a whole lot to make things go. He shows up at all the events. He really is like a glue for the scene in the podcasting world as well as the music world. My MVP is Mr. Paul Robertson himself.
Wow. Where's the applause button?
Because especially like as a drummer, he's here hooking up cables. And tonight, you truly are cably handicapped.
Yes,
and Dino wasn't here to do it for you, and he almost totally lost his shit. That's why he can't think of anything, because he's so flustered. But look, it's working. He did it, and Paul. You're the MVP.
Yes, so hold on. Since Dino's not here, I'll give myself the applause myself. Yes.
No, and I truly mean it. You really do a lot, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it there. So thank you, man. So, yeah, this is what I say is my fun I enjoy doing the show. It kind of, again, I know there's still editing and all the other stuff that goes with it. I have fun. I enjoy hanging out with you. You know what I mean?
The secret pain that you go through, like I edit videos, and that, like going to I just recently had a tooth pulled. Like I would rather get another tooth pulled than edit video. I'm telling you what. So, and that's not an exaggeration. Like I really don't like editing video, but I do it a lot because you need to. We live in the future, and you do all of that editing, and with this debacle we got going on, editing is time consuming. I promise you that.
Yes, it is. But you know what though is I did switch it up a little bit though. So if you are normally a watcher of this podcast on YouTube, you probably did see the last couple of episodes. We were doing side by side cameras, right? Of Kevin and I with our guests on the couch, I don't know. I'd like to know the interest in is. Do people like that? Do they like that change rather than the scene switching that goes on? Because to be honest, I was being a little bit lazy about it because it takes a lot more effort to do scene switching.
I hate to tell you, but personally, I prefer the scene switching.
Well, okay, you could take over the duties then. So unless what we do is
the reason is because when you're looking at your phone, like everybody's head is like that.
I get it. Yeah. So put your glasses on. So, but you know what? I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to get a chance here, maybe reorganize the studio a little bit. I'd like to kind of bring some more equipment in here for Dino so he can kind of do scene switching real time. So,
there you go.
Yeah, because like I said, I got to watch
for the video switching.
Well, right, because the scene switching, I've got to basically rewatch the entire podcast.
Yeah,
I'm like,
which has got to be horrible.
Yeah, I'm like, I've been there. Yeah.
No, he keeps me in the shots a lot, so it can't be that bad.
So yeah, you made it in some of the recent clips there, the Instagram clips that we put, or the reels and whatever.
Yeah,
the most recent ones about with
yeah, you do all the social media clips and everything else.
Right,
You do a great job. So MVP well earned.
All right, thank you. So. Yeah, the one job he was supposed to do was bring a guest on this show and this episode. And
this episode, we are guestless, but we are doing it on an off night.
Yes, that's true. It is on and off night for us, so that's why Dino's not here. I think he's saving some puppies or something like that, and some of his something
feeding the homeless at a soup kitchen,
something like that. He's admirable. So, well, thank you, Kevin, for the MVP there. It is every now and then, and as you know, it's I know like with your fan base that you have with your Kevin McLaughlin page and your fans of the band. Is it's the recognition and appreciation because again without those people recognizing and saying thank you, it's that's the little bit that you can do to kind of let folks know you appreciate their time.
You don't just press a button and it goes viral. There's a whole lot of work involved in making all this happen.
That's right. So, but yeah. So let me jump back. You dropped a word there, a doot. What is that like? What is doot? Is that like some slang for dude or
nope? Doot is
doot. The Cutler Girls sing doot 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 doot.
Okay, so
they
do that. They actually do. Or when you see someone really cute, you go doot right on the nose. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Is it boop?
Boop.
Boop. Oh, whatever. So
I got your nose.
So it stands for a day out of time. So a day out of time comes from the fact that the ancient humans measured time by the moon as opposed to the sun. So it's 13 full moons a year. Each cycle is 28 days long. That comes up to 364. And on the 25th of July, Sirius, the dog star, rises in conjunction with the sun. And so the 25th of July is on the ancient moon calendar was designated a time where time was not measured. It was just the space between one year and the next.
Okay.
And it reconciles the moon, the 13 moon calendar with the solar calendar, which are of different lengths. And so that makes everything catch up and synchronizes for the next year. So that day out of time is not measured for that 24-hour period. And we have decided to celebrate. It was in ancient times. It was a time of renewal, of cleansing, of celebration. And so we're starting the first annual Day Out of Time music festival. All right.
Okay, so Day Out of Time. How did you come up with this? Because I'm being honest. I have never heard that before.
I
Are you making this up?
either. But now this is Tracy's thing. Tracy suggested
This is
this
some
whole
good
thing.
fucking weed.
Yep, we were totally tripping balls, and she was like, "What if there was a day with no time? Oh, that would be great." No, no, it's something that I'm here to help make Tracy's dreams come true, and one of her dreams is to put on some really awesome music festivals. So we're doing it. The first one is going to be on July 26th and 27th of 2024, and it's going to feature Crazy Fingers, which is they're a Grateful Dead oriented band, and then the Lefty Hathaway band, and the Kevin McLaughlin band, and the headliner is going to be the Brothers After All,
Okay.
which is everybody's favoritely most authentic Brothers After Allman Brothers tribute band.
Right.
And it's going to be a destination event, 2 days long, camping available.
Okay.
And the coolest part about the whole thing is it's a private party at somebody's house. But this guy's house, it's a 10-acre property with a 30 by 60 stage covered, camping, the river running through it. It's amazing. He's got a whole like a food and drink pavilion. It's not like just you're showing up at somebody's house on a quarter-acre lot. It's like a destination music festival.
Interesting.
Oh, and there's a website. You go to dayoutiftimefest.com. And it's an underground website. So if you try to Google it, you can't. If you try to search it, you can't. You got to go up all the way to the tippy top of your screen and type it into the address bar, dayoutiftimefest.com.
Oh, it's on the dark. It's on the dark web.
Yeah, but it's got bright colors.
So all right. So okay. So there's the event, 2-day event. So the 26th and 27th. Right. So first night is who's the band?
Friday night.
Friday night. Okay.
Friday night, doors open at 4:00.
Okay. First band up
Set
is
up your tent, and it's a Lefty Hathaway band.
okay. And then
Crazy Fingers.
okay.
And it goes all night. It's going to be like a mini version of Wani Fest, where people who come bring their own instruments and jam out in the audience. Some people can come up and sit in with the band. Bands will be sitting in with other bands.
Okay. What about and then Saturday night is you.
Saturday afternoon is the Kevin McLaughlin band.
Okay,
And then Saturday night is the Brothers After All.
okay, so you get a little bit of break in between, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So what type of activities during the day other than the music and so forth?
Eating and drinking.
Okay.
And eating and drinking.
Okay.
And listening to music.
Wow.
Yeah, and coolers welcome. They're not serving any alcohol or any
BYOB.
Totally BYOB.
Okay.
Yep. Bring your own food and everything.
Okay. And barbecue. I think in the flyer it's like everything is primitive, right? It's pretty much it. Right?
Primitive camping, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can bring your RV and boondock if you want.
Okay. There you go. So what's this river that runs through it? Like
I don't know. It's just it's the Eddy River.
So make sure people aren't going swimming in there and alligators.
Well, it's more like a babbling brook than a river.
Oh, okay.
But it's cool. I mean, it's a for real waterway.
So, okay. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of interesting things here. So no cameras involved, right? I'm sure probably no. So
what goes on at Dude Fest gets posted all over social media.
that's right. It's onlydutes.com.
There you go. Yeah, dudes only.
Dudes only. So, all right. Well, cool. So, yeah. So,
really,
yeah,
it's our first.
Yeah. Sorry. So
festival,
let me back
really
up here.
looking
Then. So
forward to having a
again,
good time.
this day out of time thing is how did that come? I mean, how did it come about? Was it just I mean, I know we're looking at somebody off the camera here who's kind of
Well, the Day Out of Time Festival, it came about in its current form because this guy Eddie, he's the one who does all of the emceeing at Farm to Grass Festival, at Mala Backyard, and he's become a celebrity in the underground music festival
okay.
area.
Okay.
Area, is that the right word? Anyway, that culture. And he's doing them at his own property. And he does them on a semi-irregular basis. And it was John O'Connor from Thunderhouse Sound.
Oh, okay. Not Terminator.
No, not that John O'Connor.
Okay.
Who alerted us to the fact that Eddie does this all the time. He's like, why don't you guys team up and do something bigger than both of you normally do? And I was like, that's a great idea. So here we go.
Very cool.
So the first 250 people who pony up with the donation to get in are going to get a limited edition, day out of time collectible token. And the plan with all of those is there's going to be like a token caddy, and then you'll be able to fill it all up with all the different festival events that we do with their own unique collectible token.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's we're building a culture from the ground up, starting with this festival.
So the I'm not sure what's going on behind the camera, but never mind. The event. So yeah, I guess later on, Kevin's going to tell me what he wants me to do. So what involvement?
Come, show up, have a good time.
So
that's it. Whatever else you want to do on top of that is great, but I'm not going to require anything.
Yeah. So. Oh, okay. All right. So.
Interview the people.
Oh, interview the people. So find out that the rhythms are what makes it right.
Yep. Interview the audience members and see.
Yeah. Okay.
All that stuff.
We could do that.
We'll bring our tent. We'll have an interview tent.
Yeah. How do you got? Yeah, we'll get some
Riffs and Rhythms interview tent.
We can get some some stuff to put together. What's that? In a month? Ooh.
End of July.
Okay. All right. No, I haven't. There's a lot going on in the next 2 months, so including somebody's birthday, right around close to that time frame. Yeah, let's talk about it. So we'll talk. We got a few more shows here between podcast episodes between now and then. So we'll definitely talk up more and more. So yeah, so check it out there. A dayoutoftimefest.com. Look at that, I already remember.
No A at the beginning, just dayoutoftimefest.com.
No A in the beginning, day out of time.
Right, dayoutoftimefest.
All right, very cool. So, all right. Well, I think as Dina would say, we'd be looking at our cue card here. I think we've talked about everything we've got there.
We have to talk about music submissions.
Yes. So is that like you put music in a chokehold? Is that kind of submission?
Absolutely.
So
we get it to submit physically, the music.
Yes. So music submissions. So again, if you're listening and watching to the podcast here, what we're asking for is like we've done. If you watch the other past episodes, we do a review of local Florida music.
Florida musicians.
Right. And most recently, we had a band from Tampa. It was our first outside of the Treasure Coast area.
The first band we did that wasn't already personal friends of ours.
That's correct. We don't know them, and again,
we're going to get to know Red Calling them.
Yeah, so that we can't wait till they come to the East Coast here. They actually have a gig coming up in Winter Park soon, maybe. All right, so while we're looking up stuff here, big shout out to Demon Rum there. We made our Hog Wild Demon cocktail here tonight there, so check it out there, support them. They're now here in Florida, so check them out in a lot of the bars here in West Palm Beach. So great stuff there. So it's called Hog Wild cocktail.
Hog Wild Demon.
Hog Wild Demon, right? So apparently I made a good enough drink to represent there, except for the candy bacon, which maybe we'll try it some other time. And check out House of Wine, Beer and Spirits. Again, this is La Belle Brewing there. Sit and Stay. Look, I got it right this time there. And you had the Cowboy...
The Cowboy Way.
The Cowboy Way there. I like the little hop riding riding
a bucking bronco, yeah.
So some of the things to check out there. So check out some of our good friends there. Check out Jams and Cocktails every Wednesday night. Our good friend Brad Brock and the Destruction Crew over there every Wednesday night. They live stream at 8 p.m. So we might actually be on one of their upcoming shows here. So stay tuned on that. So
yep, you're the July keg sponsor.
We might move it to August.
Good job.
We might move it to August.
And also we've got the your rum podcast.
That's right, Drums and Rums. So check out Drums and Rums. We got a couple episodes coming out there. Oh, hold on. We're interrupting. Breaking news. We have the
Red Calling is playing the 10-year anniversary of Auditory Armory album at Conduit in Winter Park.
There he is.
Conduit. All right, there you go.
Okay, so there you go. Conduit in Winter Park, Florida. Red Calling. So give a shout out to them. We did the review last week for those guys. So good stuff. So. Drums and Rums there, podcast there. So don't forget to hit the subscribe, like this video, leave us a comment on the Drums and Rums channel, podcast channel on Apple. So now we've got 2 different podcast shows on that podcast stream now.
We've been absorbed.
We have been absorbed
by a parent company. What is that called?
That's right. A merger?
Yes,
acquisition?
It was a merger acquisition.
That's right. So, mergers and acquisitions.
The name of the company is?
Oh, the company is Backbeats and Spirits Media.
Backbeats and Spirits
Media.
Media.
I have to show you.
We've just been upgraded.
I have to show you the new logo for that.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty slick.
So cool.
So
looking forward to exploiting our partnership with Backbeats.
Of course,
and
man.
Media.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of music, a little bit of booze, and that's what we're all about, man.
Well, that's about 2/3 of all the best things in life.
That's right. Don't forget to check out Kevin McLaughlin. And download his music. Go to Amazon. Download the Party Pack.
Go to KevinMcLaughlinBand.com and click on the album cover. You can buy anything you want, or just look at it. Either way is good.
So, so check out all those good things. Again, help support the podcast. It's like I said, support local music, support local podcasts. Again, hopefully you have fun listening and watching this show. Leave us the 5-star ratings on Apple Podcasts. Leave us a review. Tell us we suck. That's still a review. That's better than nothing, right?
It is a review.
Yeah, it's still a review. It's better than nothing, right?
Yes, because it always starts a conversation.
That's right. Tell us what we're doing wrong. We want to have a feedback. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you like to see. And tell us, make sure what musicians you want to hear us review. Yes. Back to the...
Yes, if you know... Yeah, bringing it back to the music submissions. If you know of a indie Florida band of any genre, even if they're a major label band, if they're out of Florida and they're writing their own music, tell us, and we'll put them on the review schedule.
Mm-hmm. So see if the riff or the rhythm that makes the song.
Yeah, personally, I'd rather promote bands that don't have a major label conglomerate ad campaign to push them into everybody's face.
That's true.
We want to help people who need the boost.
Yeah, that's right. Right. That's what it's all about there. Right. This is how it all works there. So, but all right. So this is, this has been a fun little solo episode. We haven't done one of these in a while.
It feels good. It's like coming back to our roots here.
Yeah, get a little how we started off on the couch, episode 1 and 2, and sitting on that same couch that we have lovely ladies on the couch there, and we're giving alcohol to. So, and that couch, hey, ladies, just to let you know, that couch turns into a futon.
She's like, oh my goodness.
And that's a 2-way mirror. So keep the cameras rolling back there. All right, guys. So I think this is we're gonna call it a wrap it.
Yes. No. Well, let's not wrap it. Let's just call it an episode.
Oh, just call it raw it. Don't wrap it. Just raw dog it.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the
Riffs and
Rhythms podcast. Hopefully you have a great night. Cheers.
Yep.